I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. We've said these words so many times throughout the years, but do we really know what they mean? If so, do we really believe them? I don't think we do anymore. So let's pick it apart. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Allegiance is defined as loyalty or commitment of a subordinate to a superior or of an individual to a group or cause. Do you feel like pledging your loyalty or commitment to this country today? What about to the flag, or any flag for that matter? Is any material object worth your loyalty? Of the United States of America. What is the United States of America? We are rebels. We were founded by rebels. I'm not talking about what we are politically at the moment. I'll get to that later. I'm talking about who we are. We're rebels, and we always have been. Why are we letting our government turn us into sheep when we know we're wolves? Think about that. And to the republic for which it stands. There's an interesting concept. It's not really important to the discussion, but it's interesting to point out that it clearly states in our pledge that we're a republic, not a democracy. So why do we seem to think we're a democracy? One nation under God. I'm not even going to touch the under God part because that's not the point of this movement and it will only divide us further. However, the one nation part is a key here. Are we acting like one nation? I can't remember the last time we truly acted as one nation and finally set aside our differences and came together to fight the monsters attacking our nation. With liberty and justice for all. This one hit me hard while I was thinking about it. Liberty and justice for all? Really? Where's the justice for George Floyd or the many others that have been murdered by our corrupt system? Now, based on the current state of the country, here's a more accurate pledge. I pledge allegiance to the tyrant of the divided states of embarrassment, and to the corruption for which it stands, one dictator under greed, with fascism and justice for the master race. Now, here are my full thoughts on the riots, looting, injustice, and corruption in this country right now. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any offensive language in this speech, but some of you don't listen without it. And I really don't care if I offend anyone with it. You can go ahead and unfriend me or block me, if you already have. It won't offend me, despite what they want us to believe. You are free to disagree with me. You are free to dislike me. You are free. And you have every right to block me, if that is your desire. Now, I used to be one of those assholes that made fun of peaceful protesters. Even if I agreed that it was a just cause, my argument was, it won't change anything. Granted, I was right. It didn't change anything. But maybe that's because we didn't listen. And maybe if we had, it would have never come to this. Maybe if we would have stood up with the black community and any other community that was facing oppression, we would have been able to change things. And guess what? We probably would have been able to see that our government was slowly taking away all of our rights as human beings. So, to all those that I should have stood with, I am deeply sorry. I should have listened. We all should have listened. Alright, let's get into this. First of all, I want to make it clear that I do not condone acts of violence toward innocent people or their property or that of small businesses. That is really helping no one. However, I completely understand where it's coming from. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, riots are the voice of the unheard. Guess what, everyone? They're tired of not being heard, and that's on us. They're lashing out because they don't know how else they can get our attention. To the many people that keep saying, oh, you could do it peacefully, shut up. They tried that for literally decades, and we didn't hear them. The fact that we even have to remind anyone about that proves that it's true. You weren't listening and you weren't watching. This is their last resort because they ran out of peaceful options. That doesn't make it right, but maybe we should try to understand them instead of casting judgment from a seat of privilege. Now, back to the pledge. We're supposed to pledge our allegiance to a flag that represents inequality and division? We're supposed to have loyalty to this country? There was a time I would have said yes without question. I grew up in the military and always thought this was the greatest country ever. But then I opened my eyes. I've seen the corruption. I can't speak for the rest of my family, but I know I've been pretty pissed off for about 20 years now, and it's only gotten worse. Slowly over the course of decades, they've been patiently grooming us to be slaves to their system and taking away our rights while continuing to oppress the downtrodden, the minorities. They think we didn't notice, but we did, and we are severely pissed off. We've been taught to imitate, segregate, and divide. Let's rid this country of that bullshit. What I want to know is, why aren't more of you pissed off? We're supposed to be rebels. We were founded by rebels, and it's in our blood. So why the hell are we just sitting by and letting our government run us over with their tyranny? This country became the very thing our forefathers swore to destroy, and I'm ashamed of everyone that's not speaking out against this corruption. When will you have had enough? When they take away our freedom of speech? Or when they take away our guns? Or are you going to wait until we literally have no chance in hell at winning because we've enabled them to control us for far too long? There's a song by the band OTEP. It's called Smash the Control Machine, and in it the vocalist says, "We've become a nation of wolves ruled by sheep." I couldn't agree more. So why can't we unite and show the sheep who's really in control? I've said it a few times over social media lately, but any leaderless army will descend into chaos. That's exactly what's happening with these riots. There's no one stepping up to lead them. One of the greatest crimes of our government is the fact that they've done a wonderful job making sure every last one of us feels like we could never be a leader. We all have it in us though. So let's show them that. What we need right now is for a leader to rise up. A leader with a great moral compass, some strategic skills, and compassion for all innocent lives. That is the leader we need. If a leader such as that would rise up and unite us as one people, we could take our country back. Think about this. What do the leaders of this country care about? They care about money, and they care about power. With the right leader, we could attack those things by targeting political structures with no people inside, supply lines, corrupt corporations, things like that. No one even needs to die. We still make our statements, and the government is forced to listen. We can do this. I know we can. There are a lot more of us than them. Obviously, we know we're right. We've got people from every political party, liberals, conservatives, witches, Amish, Mennonites, and even other countries protesting for us. Even Christians and Satanists agree that this is wrong. When Christians and Satanists agree about something, you know it's a just cause. When that many people can agree that something needs to change, it's clear who's right. The only thing we differ on is the method for how we make our voices heard. So why don't we put aside those differences in opinion and unite in our cause and make them hear us without destroying our own communities? I love this country. It's a beautiful country, and when we actually come together, we are strong. I want to see us flourish, I really do. But we can't with the current state of our government. It's time to rise up. They don't know what they started, but they will if we can come together. We will still be labeled as criminals, sure, but every freedom fighter ever in history has been labeled a criminal and a terrorist. Let's show them we're serious. Let's stop throwing a fit. Let's organize and show them what a real army looks like. Defy the tyrants. Don't be silent. There's no way they can stop us, so let them try. We fight or we die along with the cause.